What's going on, everybody? I am knowing that you all had a wonderful week. And just briefly, I'm not going to take much time. I'm not going to have a very long video today, but I just wanted to share this word with you, amplify. This word was a big influence of mine. I like to watch Queen Sugar, and I'm sure a lot of you all, some of you all may watch Queen Sugar. It's the Ava DuVernay show and Oprah Winfrey show on OWN. And I just think it's wonderful because I love to watch shows, not just because it has a good plot or a good storyline. I love to get the nuggets from it and what I can learn from it. And I am a firm believer that God speaks to us in signs and symbols. That is just an aspect of paying attention to what your questions you probably have asked, because a lot of times we ask and we feel like we never get the answer. But if you just pay attention, there's signs around you. So just briefly, the character, Rutina Wesley is the character. She plays Nova in Queen Sugar. And she's a character all in herself. Actually, she's probably one of my favorite characters on the show. But she is all for the community. She's about Black Lives Matter. She's about, making sure that black men are not mistreated unlawfully by the police force. And she just really, really is big in her community. And now she has this opportunity in this season where she can amplify what her message is around a global community opposed to just her small community in New Orleans. And it's just amazing the sign that she got from that, because she pondered with that for a minute. She's when you're big on your community, of course you don't want to let anybody down. She already had an issue with someone thinking that she's selling out or she's not really for them anymore. So she's gone through a couple of those experiences. And of course she has her family, and her family has their own drama and their own amplifications that's going on as well, if I could say that. But she was looking through some things just about her life, and I can't remember if she wrote the word down. I have to probably watch it again, but I remember her circling the word amplify, and it spoke to me as well, and what it said to me when I looked up the word amplify, it means increase the volume of sound. When you're thinking about increasing the volume of sound, I'm like, wow, you have so much sound around you, especially if you have things that's going on in your family, work, whatever it is. There's always an amplified sound. But what about your sound? What about amplifying what you have to offer? And I think that's what it spoke to her. She was like, you know what, it's time. It's time for me to make this message known to the world, not just my small community. So she has to really push and step outside of her comfort zone to really make that happen. And she decided to quit her job, just as a journalist for paper. And now she's getting ready to have this big book deal, and she's going to travel all around the world. Now, all of that is cute and fancy, but if you look at the show, you would see that Nova is really, really more into what her message is than what the material aspect of what that would bring for her. Because, of course, she's getting more money. Everything is being increased, But what I loved about Nova and what I love about her character is that she really pays attention. She stays with her service of what she's doing. So that's another nugget. It's great to be amplified and be seen all over the world, but as long as we stay with the service and what the purpose is and what that meaning is, then everything else is going to be taken care of. So several different messages that came for me with that. It's like amplified. It's time to step out. It's time to move. It's time to create that sound in your life and be amplified and magnificent. But also, it's good to stay grateful and humble and pay attention to what your purpose is for doing what you're doing in the first place. And then thirdly, the signs. She just happened to be reading something out of a journal, and that sign, she circled the word amplify. And that is what was the influence to get her to say, okay, I'm going to make this choice to sign this book deal and get things going. So it's several different lessons, and there's so many different signs and symbols that are around us that teaches us on a day-to-day basis what we need to do, as long as we're paying attention. Many of us pray and pray and pray, and we feel like those answers are not being given to us, but they are. We have to pay attention. And sometimes those answers are not what you may want to hear, but it's something that you need to hear and something that you need to act on. So I just wanted to share just this affirmation, and I probably shared it before out of my book, The Power of Three. You all can find this on my website, www.tonysgardner.com, or you can download it from Amazon Kindle, or you can definitely email me at tonysgardner@gmail.com, and I can send you a copy. But The Power of Three, The Ultimate Connection, I have a chapter. My chapter is chapter 8, and it's called The Answer is All Around Us. And I use the symbolization of several different things that was transpiring around me, where I had to say, okay, let me pay attention to what these little signs are telling me. But this is the affirmation. I choose to live life in purpose. Everything around me, signs and symbols included, are pieces to the puzzle of my evolution. You all have a wonderful day. Take heed to what I just said, and remember to amplify your gifts and who you are. Stay humble, stay grateful for everything that you are receiving, and pay attention to the signs. Until the next time, enrich the soul.